Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of Track by Track, the show where we go through an album and we go track by track and see how good the album really is. Today's culprit in the first is Nevermind by Nirvana. A lot of people see this as one of the most iconic albums of all time, myself included. I'd say it's definitely one of the most iconic rock albums of all time, and it's great. I'm a big Nirvana fan, and I tried not to be biased while writing this video, but it's kind of difficult because this is really as close as you'll get to a perfect album as far as grunge goes anyway. You know, if you're a fan of this genre, this is a perfect album for you. There's not many bad songs on this album, if any, so let's get right into it. Let's go track by track. First track is, of course, Smells Like Teen Spirit. This is arguably the most, if not, well, certainly one of the most iconic songs of all time. I don't know about the most, but some would say it is, so, you know, that's certainly a thing to think about. It's definitely grunge, man. That song really epitomized grunge, and it really brought grunge into the mainstream, I think. Constant airplay on MTV. People loved this fucking song back in the 90s, and it really just did the 90s really good. I gave this song a 10 out of 10 because, quite frankly, it is their best song and maybe one of the best songs of all time. So Smells Like Teen Spirit obviously deserves a 10 out of 10. Number 2 is In Bloom, another very, very good song. Not quite as iconic as Smells Like Teen Spirit, though it's up there for sure. In Bloom is probably Nirvana's second best song, I'd say. And I think a lot of people would agree with that. You know, there's definitely other songs in contention, but In Bloom is certainly up there, so that one as well gets a 10 out of 10. You know, it's a banger, man. I guess that's a word that kids use these days, I guess. I say it a lot, so I guess I count as the kids. Next, Come As You Are, another perfect song. You know, this is another very iconic Nirvana song. This album is full of awesome Nirvana songs. This is certainly, like, an amazing album. Come As You Are, great fucking song. It's just, the guitar is so chill, you know, it's really chill, then it gets really exciting, and then it's, like, chill again. It's like a perfect mix of just chill and then absolute fucking craziness, so it's awesome. Another 10 out of 10. Come As You Are, 10 out of 10. Number 4 is Breed. This is a good song. It's certainly not on par with the other songs of the album so far, but it's still very good. I was gonna give this song an 8 out of 10, but it sounds pretty much identical to Aneurysm, so it's gotta be a 7 out of 10 for me. I'm not sure why these songs sound so similar, but they really are. Listen to them both, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Track number 5 is Lithium, another amazing Nirvana song, of course one of their other iconic songs, Lithium. I gave this song a 9 out of 10. I just did that because it's not quite as iconic as, like, It Smells Like Teen Spirit or In Bloom, but it's definitely still up there. It's a very good song. And that's really all there is to say about it. It's a good song. It's very chill and very energetic, just like Come As You Are is, so it's very good nonetheless. Number 7, Territorial Pissings. This is one of the more interesting songs on the album, to say the least. It has a very interesting intro, sung by Chris Novoselic, actually. It's just him kind of speaking in a high-pitched, weird, raspy voice, and then just really fucking crazy guitar. And it's just a very crazy song, very fast-paced, very yelly, very screamy, very good. It's very Nirvana, too, if you will. Kurt Cobain himself actually wasn't a huge fan of this album. He thought it was way too polished. But this is just one of those songs that it's, like, pretty thrashy and pretty grunge. You know, this is a very polished album, but this song was very fucking thrashy. So that gives it some uniqueness anyway. I gave this song an 8 out of 10. Very good, you know. I have no complaints about this song. It's one of their best. Track 8, Drain You. This is one of my favorites of Nirvana. These are all, like, kind of one of my favorites. But this song, I don't know, it's just very cool. You know, it's typical Nirvana song. Weird story. Weird lyrics, I should say, actually. Not a bad song. It's very interesting. I gave this song a 9 out of 10 because this is one of Nirvana's peak songs, one of their best songs. So 9 out of 10 for Drain You. Track number 9, Lounge Act. This is probably one of the more underrated Nirvana songs in my opinion. I'd say it's probably the most underrated on this album, maybe. Because it's a great song, but you don't really hear much about it. Very cool, very chill, very energetic. That's kind of, I'm sensing a pattern here. Very cool. Very nice bass as well. I love the bass line. It's very nice. I gave the song a 8 out of 10. Just because people don't really talk about it a whole lot, and it's pretty underrated, but it definitely deserves the out of 10. It's a fucking fantastic song, and if you haven't heard it, go do so right now. Now, track number 10, Stay Away. I have to say this is probably the worst song on the album, but it's like still great. That's the thing about this fucking album. It's just constant fucking amazing songs. So, this song being the worst still puts it at a pretty high number out of 10. I put it at a 7. Seems fair. It's not like a bad song. It's just probably the least interesting out of this album. But not bad. It's just 7 out of 10. That's a fitting rating for me. Track 11, On a Plane. Another very good song on this album. Of course. On a Plane. Has an interesting intro. He does like a little clap. Makes noises. Awesome song though. Very cool. Very, okay, what gets me in songs a lot is background vocals. They can really get me, like if it's like ooh or ah, like I don't know why. I just really enjoy like ooh ah background vocals. I don't know why. It's just I've always been appealed. It's always appealed to me. That's the word I'm looking for. I've always liked it, and this song's got it. So you got me there. I gave this song an 8 out of 10. It's pretty good. It's not bad. Track 12, Something in the Way. This is the last official track on the album. It's very deep and very dark, but it's kind of like a perfect end to the album. It's got a cello in the background too. A cello in grunge. How cool is that? I think this song's perfect, actually. It's just, you know, it's a sad song. Every band needs that like one really sad song that you can just like listen to and like fucking brood. I gave the song a 10 out of 10. I think it's a perfect way to send off the album, although it was not the last track. There's a bonus hidden track on this album, Endless Nameless. Doesn't really count. It's kind of just them fucking around for the most part. You know, very grunge, very thrashy. Kurt's vocals are not great. I gave the song a 5 out of 10, but I'm not counting that in the overall rating, just because it doesn't really count on the record. I'm not saying I hate this song. It's just, you know, I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to it, whereas the other songs I certainly would. So, 13 tracks in total. What is the... I realized that I forgot to do Polly. It was track 5. I gave it an 8 out of 10, because it's very unique, and it's great in its own ways. Anyway, back to the video. 13 tracks in total. What is the average rating? The average rating for Nevermind by Nirvana is 8.6 out of 10. That's pretty fair. I don't think many albums would get that high. I could have easily just given this album a 10 out of 10 rating, but I didn't feel like doing that. Although I do think this is a perfect album, and you will not see many perfect albums. The only weak point of this song, of this album, would be "Stay Away." But it's still not really that bad. Like, and it's unique from all the other tracks, so really, this is a perfect album in my opinion. And a lot of people share that opinion with me, and that's just the way it is, man. It's a perfect album. It really brought grunge into the mainstream, and it made Nirvana a household name, which, good or bad thing, you can argue amongst yourselves, but, you know, personally, Nirvana is my favorite band of all time. That's why I chose to do this one first on the first episode of Track by Track. And yes, this is a perfect album, 100%. I'd give it my stamp of approval any day. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe more, and click the bell icon below, God, so you know every time I post. Also, follow me on Instagram at Project Monson, and let me know what you guys thought of the first ever episode of Track by Track. Sorry if I didn't seem super professional in this video. This is I did it in one take, so props to me. Anyways, guys, I've been your host, Dylan Monson. Hope you enjoyed the video. Signing out.
Yeah.